On Saturday, April 29th, the honors program and a few friends traveled to New York City to go to the High Line. My lens for the trip was art. I considered art more than just pictures. I also considered things like the stairs and benches as art. These famous stairs are put here to make sure you slow down in the fast-paced city. Piece of art we saw was a fountain with faces on them, kind of like our walk to CAS with faces on the trees. I wonder who stole whose idea. These benches are here to keep some of the original designs in the new creation. Here you can see some of the original railroad tracks covered in plants. The next piece of art is by Zoe Leonard. It is called I Want a President and was written in 1992, the year that the poet Aline Myers ran for president against George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton. The magazine for which the work originally intended to be in wanted it dissolved before its publication, but the text circulated and passed between friends and posted on refrigerators. This piece is called Rumble. The artist here is asking for the viewers to reflect on our relationship with the natural world. This piece is untitled by Paola Pivi. He recreated the Statue of Liberty with a cartoon face, with faces of people who gained freedom in the United States. This is called Bell Machine. This consists of 183 bells. The artist, Jonathan Berger, plans on writing 18 musical pieces for the Carillon. There were multiple people holding hands on the High Line. If you listened closely, you could hear first dates going on. Chaim Steinbach created this piece called The Chicken Coop. He recreated the coop with an urban landscape. Simone Leigh created this piece, Cupboard the Seventh. She explores Black female comfort, shelter, and consumption. Roman Ondak created this sculpture called The Island. He put all 197 United Nations flags on a sculpture, so close together that they blend together to form a single entity. Sam Durant poses the drone. Breast is made out of soil and sand with a solid aluminum inner cast. This breast also represents mothers and the act of nursing. Matthew Day Jackson created the Great Stone Faces. The work seeks to point out the strange ways in which humans glorify nature. Charles Gaines made this tilted tower. It was so hard not to tilt the camera as I was recording this. He also proposed the idea of this tower that contained 14 mailboxes for New York. Cosma von Bonnen made this piece called Working Eider. This sculpture designed to look like Pinocchio. The figure of Pinocchio recurs in her work as a reference as laziness and lying. Jeremy Deller made this very colorful art called Chameleon Slide. Deller, the artist, says there is something magical in chameleons. They can do things that we can only dream of. This is the design of the concept The Spur. This section hopes to be added to the High Line of the summer of 2018. This next piece of art was designed by Paula Scheer. It is inspired by the book and soon-to-be Hulu series called The Handmaid's Tale. Cracks in the floorboard reveal empowering text. Dressed up like handmaids wandered silently through New York City leading up to the premiere of the show. Above from where they're walking, you can see what was supposed to be a billboard, but instead they made it where people on the High Line can sit out and watch what's going on in the busy city around them. Dora Dubor calls this the forecast. She uses materials from filming sets to create her art. Wan Zhou made a similar piece as the one before. This one is called Rest In. Her goal is to evoke strangeness. Partially being blocked by the trees, the floater created by Henry Taylor captures a wide range of subjects. He wants his paintings to evoke compassion. Yeah, we were a little confused at first too. This is called The Swallower Swallowed, created by John Raffman. He has created many sculptures of images constantly swallowing one another, much in the way that we consume media. Sasha Browne created these shoes called Giantees. She created them for hallucination of a feminist fairy tale. This is one out of two pieces called The Emperor Cannery. You will either hear the Great Pacific Garbage Patch or a recording of a person with black lung disease. Michelle can't figure out here which noise it is. And here's a random guy who totally knew that I was recording him. The last official piece of art is by Larry Bamberg, called Avian's Bird Eye Earl Perch Camera Trap. That's a mouthful. The process of making this contraption reflects the web on influences that shaped the Heinlein itself. As we were walking, we met many different characters. The man making ices continues to throw them at the little girl to make her smile. We also had to get ice cream. And we took a little sign language detour. Many of the vendors were selling their own art. There's even a place for children to run and play on, and even adults when no one is looking. We then went out to get crepes and bubble tea. And then we were headed back home.